Understanding schizophrenia. It's a complex mental health condition that affects millions of people. In this next story, David Wiley takes a closer look at the signs, treatment options, and the personal journeys of those living with schizophrenia.
Well, joining us today is Brooke Kemp, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and Katie Hayes, a registered nurse and caregiver to her adult son who suffers from schizophrenia. Welcome to Coast to Coast.
Thank you for having us.
Explain to us what it really is and some of the symptoms associated with the disease.
Actually, David, that's why I'm so happy to have the opportunity to partner with Johnson & Johnson to be here to educate others about schizophrenia, because I do believe there's a little bit of a misperception on what schizophrenia actually is. We're familiar with the positive symptoms. Those are the symptoms such as hearing voices, seeing things, maybe some paranoia, but it's very complex. It also contains what we call negative symptoms, which are actually symptoms that take away from an individual's baseline. So though they may seem like they're being lazy, they're actually just impacted by the symptoms of their illness.
And so why is managing schizophrenia early and finding that right treatment so important?
Actually, the first 3 to 5 years after diagnosis is what we refer to as a critical period, because this is when it seems that the damage occurs most rapidly in the illness. So it's imperative that we treat those symptoms to delay negative outcomes such as hospitalization and long-term damage. So we'd like to think of options like long-acting injectables in this scenario, which could delay time to those relapses and help with the positive outcomes.
Well, Katie, I know you have a very personal experience with this. Can you share your experience of caring for your son and how is he doing today?
In the beginning, when his first symptoms of psychosis started to appear and he had his first psychotic break, it was actually like living in a nightmare. There's nowhere to turn. It's not like you can go to your friends and explain what's happening with your son and having somebody be able to relate to it. Is one of the biggest symptoms is they have no insight into their illness. In other words, they don't think they're sick. That is where the long-acting treatments, such as the long-acting injectable Invega Sustenna for my son by Johnson & Johnson, work so well. And I found that out by advocating through support groups.
And he's doing better now?
He is 10 years in remission, and he has an independent professional career now.
Brooke, where can we go to learn more about some of these injectables?
Going to treatyourschizophrenia.com is a wealth of resources when it comes to learning more about schizophrenia, learning about long-acting injectables. But I have to emphasize, everybody's treatment journey is different.
Great information. Brooke and Katie, thanks so much for joining us on Coast to Coast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, David.